Hello, John aka Chicken Fillets here. Now I thought I'd do another collection video because you seem to like my Nintendo Switch collection, so let's have a look at a different collection today. Now what we're going to focus on today is the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. Now the reason I've combined these together, well, to me the PlayStation 5, it runs the PlayStation 4 games, both being backwards compatible, so I thought, you know what, it's fair game. So in total we have 63 games to look at. Now this isn't just full JRPGs, RPGs, there is other titles in there as well. Now what I'll do for the purpose of this video is I'll do the non-JRPGs and RPGs first, and then we will go on to the JRPGs and we'll do PS4 and the PS5. Yeah. But before we get cracking on, if you like collection videos, if you like JRPGs and hearing a wee Scottish guy talk about them, well, please consider subscribing. Anyway, let's get cracking on. Now the first game we're going to look at is Biomutant. As you can see, it's still got the price because I actually got this from B&M. It's a shop in the UK for £5. Brand new, still sealed, and it was only just a couple of days ago. A couple of days ago that I got this, so I'm yet to play it. I was one that I wanted to get for a good while. The reviews, they're mixed, but you know, it's a THQ Nordic game. Anyway, Biomutant. Now if you saw the Nintendo Switch collection video, there was a lot of stuff kept falling in that. I've put it all on the floor this time, so we shouldn't have that problem. Next up is Rayman Legends. Now Rayman Legends is an awesome platformer. I really don't know why Ubisoft has gone back to Rayman. This was the last entry in the Rayman series. Honestly, such a banger of a platformer. Just amazing. Watch Dogs 2. I've not really played too much of this one. Like Rayman Legends and Biomutant, B&M in the UK is a big discount sort of shop, and they had a load of PlayStation 4 games and Xbox games and Switch games in there for only a couple of pounds. I did a pickups video a while back, so this was one of them. I think I got brand new for £4 or £5. So yeah, Watch Dogs 2. Then again, another B&M pickup. It is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now I really got back into the Assassin's Creed series after playing Valhalla. That was my first game on the PlayStation 5. So again, this was £5 brand new, so can't complain. And I swear this is probably the last B&M one. This is Soul Calibur 6. Now, Soul Calibur 6, I like to have a couple of fighting games in the collection just in case for multiplayer, you know, if anyone wants to play that, especially if my wife wants to beat me at these games. Also, I think 2B from Nier Automata is a DLC character, so might have to pick that up at some point. Next up we have Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Now this has the first 3 PS1 games totally remastered, class game, and I think there's a 4th one in the works now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Marvel's Spider-Man. Now Spider-Man is just an unbelievable game for the PlayStation. I've not played the remastered version on the PS5. I didn't really see the need for getting it, to be honest, but I've not played Spider-Man 2 either. I just really think this is the perfect Spider-Man game, especially when I grew up with the likes of was it Spider-Man 1 by Neversoft on the PlayStation 1 and Spider-Man 2, and then you got the amazing well, that's a different one. It's Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire one on PlayStation 2. That is an amazing title. Next up, Steep. Pretty sure this is my brother's. But yeah, I think it's my brother's. Now this next one is probably in most people's PS4 collection, but it is Red Dead Redemption 2. This is one where I was late in the game for getting this one. It's always really cheap, brand new from supermarkets in the UK, and I think I got it for £12 brand new. I've only played maybe an hour or so of it. I really do need to play more of it. like, I already understood straight away about the first mission that a lot of folk talk about, the when you're going up the mountain and they go like, this is really, really long. I really do need to give this a proper shot because I do like my Rockstar games. You know, Grand Theft Auto 5 is fantastic and all the Grand Theft Autos are. So yeah, I really need to keep playing this. Next up is the Ratchet and Clank remake of the first game, which is apparently also tied into the movie. There was so many complicated things. It is an awesome remake. I do love the first Ratchet and Clank game. To be honest with you, I've not really played a lot of the Ratchet and Clank games. It's just been the first one. I remember playing it on a PS2 demo disc, then getting it on PS2. Once Rift Apart becomes a lot cheaper, might have to go get that one. Next up is a favourite in the Phillips household. It is Until Dawn. Until Dawn is a fantastic horror game that myself and Mrs. Phillips like to play now and again. I remember us sitting in, when we first moved into this house, this little room basically had the TV and we sat in the back in the dark playing Until Dawn. It was awesome. Should really do that again. Next up is the Jackbox Party Pack. This is another one for just multiplayer with myself and wife, and if anyone comes around. The good thing with these games is that you can connect them to your mobile phones, so you know you don't have, if folk do come round, you can always fire it up and everyone will have a great time with it. Now, this next one I actually have really fond memories of, and I think this is really an underrated game. It is Mad Max. This is a brilliant game. I'm a big fan of Mad Max, the movies, and this game is just awesome. I'm really overdue to playing it. I love the combat mechanics in the car, and it really, I know it's got a lot of the same sort of fighting with that you find in Batman Arkham games, but you know what? Still an awesome game. If you have not played this, I would highly recommend that you do. I should really do a video about this game actually. Next up is another co-op game. It is Knowledge is Power. Knowledge is Power is great fun. Just myself and my wife love to play this from now and then, you know, and again, because it's got the play link, you can use your mobile phones, don't have to worry about, you know, booting up the controllers and stuff. So yeah, I've had so much fun with this game, and I think we got it for like a couple of pounds as well. So yeah, Knowledge is Power. Okay, so this next one I've actually got really fond memories of, and realistically, this character should have been the main character. You'll understand why in a minute. This is Infamous First Light, and if I remember, her name's Kit, I want to say. Now, this is essentially DLC. This was the story DLC for Infamous Second Son, which focuses on her, and I really liked it. Although it was in a smaller portion of the city, I really liked this. So yeah, I really yeah, I'm getting lost. Infamous First Light. Actually, a story with this one. I remember going into a game and picking this up for £5 brand new, and it's only been out for a little while, so yeah, totally happy with that. Now, this next game is actually the reason why I wanted a PlayStation 4 in the first place. My little brother got a PlayStation 4 before myself, and he showed me the game that he was playing, and it really took me by surprise, and it was Infamous Second Son. Infamous Second Son is an awesome game. It's really just so underrated, and I'm really surprised that we've not got another Infamous game, especially with the PlayStation 5. You know, Sucker Punch have been busy with the likes of Ghost of Tsushima, but realistically I'd love to see a new Infamous on the PlayStation 5. Whether it follows Deslin, I think it is, yeah, Deslin, whether it follows him or the other character, I can't remember his name, from the PS3 games, or a brand new protagonist, we just need a new Infamous game. Next up is another PlayLink one. It's Hidden Agenda. This one you can always get like really cheap. It's a murder mystery or a horror game. I can't remember off the top of my head, but again, it's one that myself and wife played on the mobile phones. Really good fun. Now another game which probably most PlayStation 4 owners will have, it is Horizon Zero Dawn, and this is the complete edition. It comes with the DLC, etc. And you know what, Horizon Zero Dawn, I don't talk about this game a lot, but honestly, it's probably got one of like the best stories in gaming. What really struck me is the lore dumps that you were getting during it, you know, how this world became how it was, and where all these mechanical dinosaurs, how they became about, you know. And it's not a story that gets discussed often. I really do like Aloy as a character. The combat mechanics is really fun, and yeah, I'm not big on crafting when it comes to games, but this was quite easy to do. So yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. Come on, everyone's got this one. Boy. Next up is a horror game that I got as a present from my wife. It's Alien Isolation. Funny story with this one. I don't do well with horror games, let's be honest. When we were playing this, we were staying at my mum and dad's, and we were playing this in the dark. Well, I was playing it. I thought my wife was on her phone, and it was dead silent. And it came. The alien was searching for me, and my wife just came up behind me and went, bleh! And I totally shat my pants. I was like, nope, and I haven't touched the game since. I really should get back to it. It's like anytime there's horror games, etc., my pals always try and get me to replay it. It's like, nope, not after that, no. Next up, yeah, sorry. Now next up is probably the black sheep of this series. It is Batman Arkham Knight. I enjoyed it. It's, well, you know what you're getting into when you're playing the Arkham games. I think a lot of the discourse around this game was down to the Batmobile, if I remember correctly. It's been ages since I've played it, but you know what? There's nothing wrong with it. Next up we have Borderlands 3. Now, if you're unaware, this game has actually got a free upgrade to the PlayStation 5. So if you're a Borderlands fan and want to play it on the PS5, you've got that free upgrade. Anyway, it's no secret I'm not great with FPS games, but Borderlands is a totally different kettle of fish. I really like the Borderlands series. I can cope with the gameplay of it. The second game is probably my favourite. I do have I've got Claptrap up there. I've got Claptrap in a cupboard somewhere. Borderlands I really do like, and I'm probably one of the few people, yes, and this is controversial, I'm really looking forward to the film as well. I think it looks ace. Yeah, but then again, I'm the same person who thought, you know, Superman versus Batman was a good film. Watch people unsubscribe with that comment. Now another PlayStation game which I think a lot of people will have in their collection. It's Death Stranding. Now, Death Stranding's one that I really am planning to play this year again. Well, I say again. So I started playing it, I was really taken in by it, but life and just general stuff happens and I didn't get back to it. But I really, I like Norman Reedus as an actor. Hideo Kojima is utterly insane when it comes to his stories and his games. So you know what, I really like this. I think what grabbed me at first was the soundscapes that he uses, and you know, I don't mind doing the, you know, getting point A to point B, especially with the JRPG mindset where you do a lot of fetch quests. So you know, this is essentially Fetch Quest the video game. or you know, DHL the video game. But you know what, the story beats I played so far, you know, the fact that, you know, there's cans of Monster in there. Yeah, I do like Death Stranding. I really need to actually get this properly completed for the upcoming release on PlayStation 5, as in the new entry. You know what I mean, it's too early in the morning. So by the looks of it, these are the last two non-RPG games, and then we're going to get onto the JRPGs and RPGs. So first up we have Dead Rising, Frank's big package. Dead Rising 4, should I say. Dead Rising 4, I don't care what anyone says, it's an awesome game. And it is a Christmas game, because it's set during the Christmas holidays. Dead Rising as a game series has like a special place for me. If it weren't for Dead Rising, I wouldn't have got a Xbox 360. That was the game which wanted me to get a 360. And playing as Frank West again, yeah, I really enjoy the Dead Rising games. It's mindless fun. Now, the next game is another one that, again, I'm planning on playing and completing this year. It's Days Gone. I remember when this trailers were coming out for it, and there was all these like zombies or whatever they were chasing you, and you're just gunning down like hundreds of them. It looked like hundreds of them in one go. Kind of gave me like World War Z sort of vibes. So yeah, Days Gone, and it's a shame because apparently they're not really going to get a sequel to this one, but yeah, I'm looking forward to finally biting it this year. It's too early in the morning for this. I'm recording this in the morning. Okay, let's start off the RPGs and the JRPGs off strong. It is Yakuza Like a Dragon. Oh, what can I say? I mean, Yakuza Like a Dragon is a fantastic entry. It's probably seen as one of the fan favourites. I've not played Infinite Wealth yet, but this one's so much fun. I mean, you know what you're in for with a Yakuza game. You know, you've got so many mini games. You see the influence of what Yakuza's being. You know, you see the influence of Yakuza in other games now, especially in the likes of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You know, with all the mini games, the silliness, etc. But then it's still got the serious tone mixed in. Turn-based combat is great, and yes, it has a job system which I actually liked, and it has a bit of fun with it because you have to go to a job centre. Yeah, if you've not played Yakuza Like a Dragon, get on it, and it has a free PS5 upgrade as well, so you know you've not got an excuse. Now, I'll happily admit that this game I bought for a demo, but the game in general that it came with is awesome. So, Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. Now, I realistically bought it for the playable Final Fantasy 15 demo because I was so hyped for that game, and that's probably how this game sold a lot of copies. But Type 0 is actually a really good game. It was a PSP remaster of a Japan-only game, if I remember. And it was action-based combat off the top of my head. It is one that I really need to put more time into. It's mainly because, you know, I was more engrossed with Final Fantasy 15's demo. Yes, I know. Okay, this is a RPG, more of a Western RPG, and it's probably most people's collection, but it's Fallout 4. Now, I'm not massive on Fallout or like Bethesda games, you know. I've never played Skyrim. I've just had no interest in Skyrim at all. But Fallout 4, like I played Fallout 3 a little bit, but Fallout 4 I really enjoy. I think one aspect of it is the base building, and I know that's a controversial take because a lot of people don't like the base building, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, Fallout 4, and I'm looking forward to the Amazon series as well. Next up we have Anima Gates of Memories, which is a action RPG based on a board game, if I remember correctly. It's alright. it's just alright. Yeah. Next up, well, come on. It's Cat Quest. It's Cat Quest. Do I need to say more? Now, next up is .hack GU Last Recode. Now, this is a collection game which has 3 games. It has Hack GU Rebirth, Hack GU Reminiscence, and Redemption. I wonder if the third entry of Final Fantasy will use any of those titles. Anyway, you know what? It's one that I realistically need to put more time into. It got released on the Nintendo Switch, which would be more ideal for me to play, but didn't get a physical release from my remembering. If I'm incorrect, let me know down below, but this realistically I should play on there. Anyway, now next up is a JRPG which isn't a popular one. I really do like this title. It's Valkyrie Revolution. I don't know why people really give it a hard time. This one came with a CD as well, like with tracks on it. I've got no bad things to say about it. I understand realistically that, you know, there is shortcomings with this game, but I had fun with it, and that's what really matters. Now, an RPG series that I don't really talk about too much is actually one of my favourite RPG series in general. I should really talk about it more, but this is the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. It's got the first 3 games remastered. Honestly, like, I bought Mass Effect on the Xbox 360 on a complete whim. I basically based my purchase on just the cover alone, because I had some money. I was looking to get another 360 game, and it just looked awesome. And then, lo and behold, I, was day one with Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. So yeah, it's awesome having this all-in-one collection, having it all remastered, etc. Mass Effect is such an amazing series. I've got a Mass Effect Andromeda poster in the background, which you may spot. But yeah, Mass Effect, I'm really looking forward to see what BioWare do with the next entry, when that's going to be. Now, speaking earlier of Mass Effect Andromeda, well, it's Mass Effect Andromeda. Why do people have an issue with this game? Yes, I know there's glaring stuff about it, but honestly, I have had so much fun with this game. I had a really great time with it. I know there's the different characters. There was the Ryder family, and I know there was shortcomings with the animations, but they did do patches. I really enjoyed it. Then again, I'm easily pleased. God, this is well needed. This next one is just a mid-tier RPG. Technomancer. This is a sci-fi RPG based in Mars. From my remembering, it's an action RPG. It's been a good while since I've played it. Again, it's one of these ones where, I can't remember too much about it. So it can't have been great, but it can't have been bad at the same time. How would I say that? Not offensive. Straight up banger coming up. 3, 2, 1. Nier Automata. Oh, yes, good. Now, this is one of my favourite PlayStation 4 games outright. It was the RPG, the JRPG, should I say, which really got me hyped for JRPGs again once I got back into them. Final Fantasy 15. This edition comes with Kingsglaive as well on Blu-ray. I was day one for this game. I was totally stoked and hyped for it. I think my remembering is that I felt ill when the game got released, so I was actually off work. so I managed to complete this in like one full weekend. That's how much time I spent on it. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15, for all its, there is the part of it where it's open world and then it goes into more of a corridor based sort of idea. Yeah, I love this world. I love the characters. Final Fantasy 15. Now, this one I got for an absolute steal. It is a fantastic JRPG, and it's not talked about too much unless you're Taylor from the gaming shelf. It is Sakura Wars. Sakura Wars is a fantastic, underrated Sega JRPG. Honestly, I don't know why this hasn't been ported to anything else. I like sort of the Switch. It would be fantastic on there. Yeah, Sakura Wars, really, you should get your hands on it. I think I got mine for like £10 brand new. It comes with like an instruction manual. It comes with stickers as well. Yes. Now, this next game I got as a present from one of my best pals. It is Valkyrie Chronicles Revolution Remastered. the Europa edition. Now this one has got all the DLC. I think it's got a poster as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's got an art book, and I think the poster's actually inside of it. Valkyrie Chronicles Remastered. It's an awesome game. It's one that Colin Lack, who's a friend of the channel, talks about with high regards. When he's done collaborations with me, he's often picked Valkyrie Chronicles. So yeah, if you've not played it, get your hands on it. Right, next up we have one of my favourite games in general. Come on, it's Gravity Rush 2. Gravity Rush 2 is an amazing title. Gravity Rush in general is a fantastic series. It baffles me that Sony decided to close down Japan's studio, especially, you know, with them setting up in this a third entry. And then, you know, they also include, if you've got Key 9, if you've played Astro Bot on the PlayStation 5, you know, the demo that you get with it, or the game that you get with the PlayStation 5, there's references to Gravity Rush as well in it, and it baffles me that they do this. And there's also a Gravity Rush movie in production as well, so I really hope that we're going to get another entry in Gravity Rush. You know, I can only just hope. But yeah, Gravity Rush 2, fantastic story, fantastic world, fantastic music, just fantastic. Word of the day. Now next up is Luca from Fieto Gaming's all-time favourite JRPG. He is the biggest enthusiast on this game, and you will get the best information about this game from him, because he is the biggest Star Ocean 5 enthusiast. Yes, I've let it slip. It's Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness. Now next up is my all-time favourite Tales of game. I may have given this spoiler away for one of my other videos, but you know what? It'll make you want to see the other entries. It is Tales of Berseria. Tales of Berseria is a utterly amazing title in the Tales of series. It's a prequel to Tales of Zestria. Speaking of Tales of Zestria. Now next up we have, and probably my favourite entry in the series, it is Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. I really like this one, and the keen-eye viewers of the channel may have spotted in previous videos that I actually wear a hoodie sometimes, which is actually Roland's hoodie or jacket. It's based on that. I really do like Ni no Kuni 2. It is one that I do want to pick up for the Nintendo Switch as well, that I've got it handheld. Now they say save the best till last. Now this is the best PlayStation 4 game, and it has a PS5 upgrade for free. Come on, if you know this channel, you know what it is. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have played this game over and over and over again. Do I need to say more? It is just outstanding. Now that is the PlayStation 4 games out the way, let's get cracking on with the PlayStation 5 games. Now yes, this channel is mainly JRPG centric and RPG centric, but one of my favourite games that I keep going back to all the time is Planet Coaster, the console edition. Now I really do like my roller coaster sim sort of games, you know, Roller Coaster Tycoon, etc. But Planet Coaster is something special. I really think that this team has redefined the theme park management sim, everything about it. Now, when you watch my list videos, right, you'll notice when I go into the honourable mention section, there's kind of a relaxed sort of acoustic song plays in the background. It's actually the main theme song from Planet Coaster. I absolutely adore the soundtrack of this. It's just so relaxing. It's one of the games I always just, if I've got stress in life, etc., or I'm in between games, Planet Coaster is one I always go back to. So yeah, Planet Coaster. Now, in the early doors of the PlayStation 5, I picked this up with a voucher that I got for Christmas one year, and it is Man Eater. In one of my earlier videos, I called this a SRPG, a shark role-playing game or something along those lines, because it is got RPG elements, you upgrade them, etc. But You play as a shark. It's narrated by Chris Parnell, who you'll hear in Rick and Morty and Archer. So yeah, it's a really funny game. Now, the first game that I picked up for the PlayStation 5, it was one of the first games which came out for it, was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I got this mainly because there wasn't a big selection of released titles. Again, we were in a pandemic and everything. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I really wanted to play because of the Norse mythology, Vikings, you know. And I really liked it, and that's why I picked up the previous titles for the PlayStation 4, which you've seen on the list. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. One thing that I will say with this game is I was really getting into it, and every time I'd boot up the PlayStation 5 there'd be another update, another update, another update, and it's like it got to a point where it's like I can't play this now because I'm just in fear of every time I boot up the PlayStation 5 there's going to be an update. I'll probably do that if I try and play this again. Next up, Horizon Forbidden West. Now, earlier on I talked about how much I enjoyed Horizon Zero Dawn. This one I finally got my hands on when it was cheap. So yeah, again, it's on the backlog to get played. I really cannot wait to play as Aloy again and just carry on this amazing story that I've experienced in the first one. Now this next one, I only bought really because it was like brand new at a supermarket for like £3, £5, still in cellophane wrapper, but it's one of these ones where it's like, I'm not going to pass up on a game that cheap. Far Cry 6. Yeah. Now again, I mentioned earlier that I like to have a few beat 'em ups in the collection. Now I got this as a present recently from my wife. It's Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. Why I've struggled with that. This one's got all the DLC and you could play as Arnold. Arnold. Next up we have Tales of Arise. This is the latest entry at the time of recording for the Tales of series. Awesome game. I think I actually, yes I did, so I flipped the cover on this one because I thought this artwork is just amazing. It's not often that I, flip the artwork, but yeah, Tales of Arise. Now this next one, I actually really like this game. I started it a while back, but this was just, I got into a Final Fantasy VII mood again, so it went on the back burner. But Forspoken, right? Forspoken is a JRPG which gets a lot of flack. Yes, there is things wrong with it, but generally I like the character in this. I like the world. The combat's quite fun in it. I don't really see why it got totally panned, but yeah, once I get fully into it, I'll let you know. Now, this next game has a bit of a story behind it. Now, it is Judgment. Now, Judgment I actually started on the PlayStation 5 when I first got it. It was one of the earlier games. And I want to say that I was like back in 2021 I started it. And then it's taken me 2 years on and off to actually complete. I completed it at the start of this year. I'll have to check my games complete list, but I'm pretty sure I completed it at the start of this year because I was in between games. I thought, you know what, I need to complete Judgment. And why did I sleep on this for so long? Judgment is an amazing game. So yeah, this brings me on to the next entry. So I jokingly said to Eric Ladd that it's going to take 2 years for me to complete Lost Judgment. I have started it, but then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out. Well, I've completed Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Time to get this one completed. This next entry, again, this is one on the backlog that I'm aiming to finish this year. I'm already halfway through it, I believe. It is a JRPG series, which, again, doesn't get a lot of love, but really should. Valkyrie Elysium. Now, Valkyrie Elysium, I enjoy this game. The way I kind of see it, this to me is a budget Final Fantasy 16. Now, you might be thinking, what? Where did you come with the comparison? But if you think about it, the combat is very, very similar. When you play the two, you'll start to see the comparisons. That this is a budget Final Fantasy 16. Valkyrie Profile, Valkyrie Elysium, I really do enjoy that JRPG series. Oh yeah, but this one as well, I flipped the cover art on it as well. I thought this was the better cover art. So yeah, Valkyrie Elysium. Now this next entry is actually one that I really think was underrated, and it was because of their previous entry, which totally wrecked people's expectations. So that game is Guardians of the Galaxy. Now this is a fantastic RPG. It is okay, it's got the cover shooter aspects to it, but this has an amazing story. The characters are so well written, and the dialogue between characters is amazing. So for example, what always stands out to me is in the first couple of hours of the game, Peter Quill and Rocket Raccoon are talking, and he says to you, don't go down that path, it's a waste of time, it's a dead end. Now you as a gamer go, nah, I'll explore that. If you do that, you come up to a dead end like he says, and he totally rips you a new one for it. He just says along the lines of, you know, are you happy now? You should have listened, blah blah blah. And it's this constant banter between the characters. The gameplay loop is fantastic. Yeah, this is one not to sleep on. This is a fantastic, fantastic game. Also, the soundtrack is a banger. Now next up we have Scarlet Nexus. I like Scarlet Nexus, it's a good game. The controller scheme on this, I really have a hard time with. I don't know, there's something it feels weird with, but yeah, Scarlet Nexus is a great game. You can pick it up pretty cheap. I think this one you could probably buy from like Entertainment Exchange for like £6 to £10 usually. Yeah, pick it up. Now a JRPG which was riding a lot on this game is Star Ocean the Divine Force. Now I found this quite cheap, so I've had to pick it up, and I have started playing it again. This got put down because of Final Fantasy VII. I have an issue, I know, but Star Ocean Divine Force, what I played of it was really good, and then I came up against a boss battle and the difficulty spiked really massively. But I started playing as Raymond. Yeah, it is one that I would still recommend people to pick up. It's not the prettiest of games, I will admit that, but still a good time overall. Now we have 2 games left, and you'll probably guess what they are. But let's have a look. Now let me say right away that this was the reason why I bought a PlayStation 5. It is Final Fantasy 16. When the PlayStation 5 got originally announced, I was kind of sat on the fence with it because generally I am a handheld gamer. So I was quite happy with the Switch catalogue, I was happy just playing on handheld. But once this got announced, I was all for it. It just really grabbed me. So yeah, Final Fantasy 16 is just generally fantastic. Clive is a fantastic protagonist. There is some things I would have liked to see differently with the game, but generally the story beats are fantastic. The boss battles are so immense. But yeah, Final Fantasy 16. So I wonder what the last entry is going to be. And to utterly no one's surprise, it is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the latest entry in the Final Fantasy VII Remake series. What a amazing game. This just felt like my childhood all over again. Every time I played Final Fantasy VII and got into the world map, this is how I saw that world in my head, and it just brought everything to life. The characterizations is fantastic, and even like, I know there's some changes with the story as well, but everything generally follows along the same path. The characters really stand out in this. So for example, Red 13, I like Red 13 in general, right? But this entry really made me care about him as a character. You know, just having that voice acting in there, building up his story, etc. The likes of Yuffie in this is amazing. I liked Yuffie as a character before, but comparing her to the original, she makes much more sense the way she's been written in. Kate Sith, my Scottish brethren. I really like playing as Kate Sith in this. Yes, there is that section of the game that we will not talk about. But Kate Sith, I just adore that character. And the music is, again, so good. I will aim to put some more videos out about this game, but Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I will be replaying this game over and over again. I know I have my backlog I really need to get through, but Final Fantasy VII. So anyway, there we have it. That is my PS4 and PS5 collection. What does your collection look like? What's your favourite PS4 or PS5 game? You know what to do. Let me know in the comments down below. Now, if you like what you're hearing and seeing on the channel, well, please help me grow it by liking, sharing and subscribing. And if you want to be kept up to date with everything Chicken Fillets, well, hit that notification bell. This has been John, aka Chicken Fillets, and until next time, tatty bye.